That's done. Good morning.
Good morning. Wasn't expecting to see. When do you leave office, Tom?
The 26th, the end of the month.
I was thinking it was already finished.
And a lot of people have said that. So,
I'm on a more of a yearly basis, even though Toastmaster goes from July to June, July 1st to June 30th. I'm still not, it's a calendar year.
yeah. Well, I announced 6 months ahead of time too, so I think a lot of people are saying, when the hell is he gonna leave? Geez.
Oh, I don't think it's the explicitive with it, so.
Hey,
Morning,
Greg.
Tom.
Very well, so.
Yeah. How's it going, Greg?
Good. How are you doing today?
Good, good.
That's good.
All set here?
Yep.
We're not talking about PPP, Greg.
Good morning, Melanie.
How are you, boss?
Good. How are you?
Good.
I put it in there because I can't do anything without talking about that these days. So
And I see we have USA Rugby in there now. I know what it stands for this time. Hi, Mike.
very good. This is our last hurrah together, huh, Tom?
Yeah, yeah.
Very good.
I think Eric, if he could get away, Eric's gonna probably join us too, so.
Okay.
uh, We were supposed to be on the radio, but he's still at M&T Bank until the end of the month, or I don't know when he stops, but we actually starting here on the 22nd. Oh, here he comes
Okay.
right now. And we'll have an overlap of 1 week.
Gotcha.
There he is. Hey, Eric, how you doing? Eric, I should introduce you to Greg Lindberg. Greg does a lot of these for the SBA. So he's who you'll be working with, along with Kelly and Steven and everybody else, but
How you doing, Eric?
Good, Greg. How are you?
Doing well,
Hello.
thank you.
Morning.
Greg.
Nice to meet you virtually here. So
Yeah. I
Greg
was
is
on your, did you do the PPP one? Is that
January.
you? Yeah,
no, did I do that one? I don't even
I
know.
think you did.
Yeah, you
I
did.
think you did.
Okay.
You did.
I was on that one as well.
Okay.
What
Very
day is
good.
it? What month is
Yeah.
it?
Groundhog Day, right? At least it's gonna
Yeah.
be mid-60s today, so
I know.
we just got a puppy, so I got to see the sunrise this morning as well, so.
Good, that's good. Yeah, we got about 25 people signed up as of yesterday, so we'll see how many.
Tom, the only thing you're gonna have to do is either make me a co-host or enable the screen sharing so I can get my PowerPoint
Yeah,
up.
okay. All right, should multiple participants now. That should work. If not, we'll make you the host. So
Okay,
but
no,
it's
that
probably better if I
works
stay host, then I can keep letting people
Yep.
in while you're working.
for sure.
Tom, what's that hanging from the scissors behind you?
Karen Winters did that. Yesterday. She asked me how many days I've got left, and it's one for each day. I'm supposed to cut one off each day. So, Karen,
Nice.
those educators are all creative. I came back yesterday afternoon, and that was hanging on my scissors. So,
I thought you made it yourself.
no, no. I actually had to count it up and find out how many days I did have left. So,
I got less than 4 here.
oh, so this is your last week this week, or when you leaving there?
I'm working Monday, Tuesday next week,
Oh, okay, all right.
but I'm off Friday.
Okay.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, Kelly B.
Hello.
All right.
Hey, Patterson. Case, how are you?
Hey,
I'm good. How are you, Cal?
Haven't seen you
Everybody.
in- Hasn't seen you in a long time.
I know this COVID thing is like killing me. Are we doing a golf tournament before we start here?
Yes, we will be doing golf out at Davis's here.
Yeah.
July
Oh.
something.
Okay.
Okay, just put July and follow up with Kelly B.
Okay. Sounds good. Look at Eric Fix. He looks so distinguished over there with his
Ooh.
glasses and just pondering life. Look at him with his checking his beard out.
These are my blue blocker glasses. I'm on these webinars so much all day, I get headaches by the end of the day.
Uh,
I
They
just
work
very
got
well.
my blue blockers upgraded, a little bit of magnification in the lenses and glare free. So I'm right there with you.
All right, I'm back from the Zoom bounce.
yeah, I saw you went in and out, huh? So, yeah. What time we got? Well, I guess.
Can
it's
get kicking,
9:04.
9:04.
We could start, let's hear that Gail in. We can start and then I can keep letting people in as they come in, so.
Yeah, and Tom, you want me to send the slides to Steven after? That way people can take a look at them.
Stephen or Kelly or both. Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, we're gonna put it on YouTube, Greg.
Oh,
So,
hey, Steven. Good morning.
good morning, Greg. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good.
Liar.
I'm at my office in the city, if you can't tell.
Yes, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm like, what
Industrial.
The home
I-
office.
Yes, you don't
I'm
want
in
to see
my-
what's really going on behind all this. So
My industrial basement here. So I'm
Mm,
mid remodel because it flooded in November, but I'm
Oh.
getting
Yeah.
closer. So
well, we both
Morning,
got
Kelly.
we got both our headphones on, so I feel like we're ready to play Call of Duty, Greg. I'll send you an invite later.
that sounds good.
All right.
oh, boys will be boys.
uh-huh.
All right, we might as well get started here. It's 9:05 and we've got 20 people in right now and I'll keep letting people in. Oh, here comes Shelley Stein. We better let Shelley in. So for those who don't know me, I'm Tom Turnbull, president of the chamber for another couple weeks. We have Eric Fix on the call also, who will be taking my place at the end of the month. So welcome, Eric. Before we let Greg get started with today's program, I want to let you know that we do have a webinar scheduled for Wednesday, April 14th is our next one. And it's going to be brought to you by Melanie McGovern, who is on the call as well from the Better Business Bureau. So we're looking forward to that. Oh, I should tell you what it's about too. It's managing your online reputation. And I think all of us have websites and have to worry about what customer reviews and what's said online about our business or organization. So Melanie and Lauren Kirchmeyer are going to present on April 14th. We'll do it via Zoom and 9 o'clock, and it's a Wednesday as well. So anything else you want to say about it, Melanie?
It's actually interesting. We are revamping the whole thing right now. So it's going to be all new information. So if you've seen this presentation in the past, it's sorry, I didn't do my hair, so I'm staying off camera today. Um, if you've seen it in the past, you're going to be surprised how much has changed, especially with everything that happened last year.
All right, just for us, they're changing it. So, you get a brand new, fresh look at the managing your online reputation on the 14th. I'm going to turn over to Greg. Most of you know Greg's done a lot of our SBA business webinars in both live and Zoom in the last few years. So we're going to talk about recovery and reopening post-COVID marketing. So take it away, Greg.
All right, thanks, Tom. I didn't do my hair either, but I'm still on camera, Melanie. So, but
Oh,
good.
see, we all can't be naturally beautiful.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome. And Tom, just want to say, thank you. These past bunch of years working together, you've been a great advocate for Genesee County and a great person to work with. And your team, obviously, at the Chamber too, Stephen, Kelly, everybody else, and Eric, looking forward to working with you in the future here too. So good luck and enjoy that golf course, Tom, right? So I think that's the plan. So, all right.
That's the
Well, good morning, folks. So we're going to talk about a couple of things this morning, recovering and reopening. It seems like, things are on a decent trajectory as far as, things beginning to open up a little faster and that sort of stuff. So we're going to go through some of that. We're going to talk about moving forward. We're going to talk about, I got to give an SBA update. Without fail, no matter what I hop on a webinar to discuss, everybody wants to talk about the PPP or other stuff. So we'll just hit on that real quick. We're going to talk about, what you should be doing as a business right now, thinking about creating a plan, as we push to open further and get back to normal. We're going to talk about some of the key underlying things, safety for employees and customers, communicating with your employees and customers, getting your finances in order, and some COVID-19 marketing tips. So this is something that, we've all, struggled with for, it's almost a year now. My wife's birthday is March 14th, and we went out to dinner March 14th, and the world closed March 15th last year. So I know we're all itching to get back to normal and move forward here. So, and just I want to stop here and say thank you to all the business owners out there and folks that support the business owners. It's been a heck of a year, and if your doors are still open, you've worked hard for that, and you've probably had to take on some debt to make that happen. So thank you, and we look forward to a better 2021 and into 2022 here. So some things we should probably be thinking about, right? Sharpening the saw here. How have you used this time to improve your business and your practices? Unfortunately, we've had more time to think and more time to do stuff. So hopefully you've used that time to improve the way your business operates, improve the way cash comes in and out of your business, improve maybe it's the look of your retail store. Maybe it's, the safety protocols, whatever it may be. What processes and procedures have you put in place to help, folks feel better about shopping with you and your business? How will you keep yourself and your employees safe, right? We don't obviously want, further spread, whatever. So we're trying to make sure we follow those particular rules. How will you keep your customers safe? What will the new normal for your business look like? Have your hours changed? Will you keep them at these changed hours, depending on what type of business you're in, right? There are some, takeout restaurants and other things that have shortened their hours, who I've heard from, that may just keep those hours the same, right? Because it's been working for them and it's been working for the way the business operates and the employees. So Um, it's going to be a change, and we as business owners just need to think these things through and decide, where we're going to go, what we're going to do. Have you improved your technology? I think this is, you'll hear me talk about technology quite a bit through this presentation. And, I think it's obviously more important now than ever. I'm speaking to you through Zoom instead of in that nice cushy room at the chamber that you got for trainings there, right? So, I think, we're going to have to probably invest some time, energy, and money in that if we haven't already. And, what's going to be your mode of communication with your employees and your customers? There's a lot of stuff going on. You know, we all know things change, quite frequently. I think restaurants can maybe go to 75% capacity. I think I just saw. So, we have to stay on top of the news, stay on top of the rule changes and all that stuff. And it's been, I don't want to say ridiculous, but tough for business owners, right? I guess I did say ridiculous, but it's hard to manage, right? All of these things, right? You're trying to operate a business, you're trying to make money for yourself, for your family, whatever it is, and then you have, this whole other layer of issues that's been added on. So, again, thank you for the work you've done, and to me, these are some of the key things as business owners we should probably be thinking about now. So I'm going to give an SBA update here. So everybody has heard of the PPP loan, I'm sure. It's been either, the vein of your existence or a good, help for your business through this time. First draw and second draw loan applications are being accepted until March 31st currently. We do not know if that deadline will be extended. We hope that if there's money left in the program that it is, but we have not heard anything further about that yet. So if you haven't gotten, one to begin with, you have till March 31st. And if you haven't done your second one, you also have till March 31st. About a week ago, the rules for sole proprietors changed, and that enabled sole proprietors to get access to more money through the PPP. So they're going on an income number versus your profit number, which substantially helped and changed, what your business might be available to access as far as the PPP loan. So if you haven't done an application, so there's a couple of caveats here. There's no look backs on it, right? So it's only new ones that after the rule change, and the rule changed in early March. So if you haven't done this and you're a sole proprietor and you decided, I'm not even going to bother with it because I didn't get hardly anything or wasn't eligible for much last year, you may be eligible for much more this year. So it's something you should still consult your bank about to see. I would encourage you to take a look. I'm going to share this presentation with Stephen and Kelly, and somebody's going to send it to everybody, please, I hope. And so in here, all of these links you can hit for more information on the rules. So if you have not gotten an economic injury disaster loan, these loans are still available till the end of this year. So if you decide at any point this year that, maybe it is time to access that capital, again, that's a 30-year, 3.75% interest rate. This is a loan that has to be paid back, the economic injury disaster loan, but something that's available there for you as well. Targeted EIDL grants. So the EIDL Advance Grant came out last year. Businesses were given between $1,000 and $10,000 depending on the number of employees that they had. SBA got more funding from Congress for this program, and because it was initially put out there as something that was going to be, up to $10,000, for folks in certain communities, there is going to be, the ability, if you only got $1,000 or $2,000, depending on the location of your business, you may now be eligible for another, you know, $8,000 or $9,000 depending. And there's a map here that you can put your business information in to see if your area qualifies there. The shuttered venue operators grant is still getting worked on. It's probably end of the month, early April. Those are going to open if you're a you know, a music venue, comedy club, you know, something of that nature that hasn't been able to open because of COVID. That will be a grant program. And if you have a current SBA loan, there has been debt relief where SBA has made the payments on your loan for X number of months. This is currently constantly changing. Your loan should already, you know, from this last round, I think it started in February or maybe March, depending on when your payment was made. But there is some relief there, but it is changing a lot. So I'm not going to get into exactly, but if you have an SBA guaranteed loan, a 7A 504 micro loan, that's something you can ask your bank about, and they may be able to help you. And I pulled from the map real quick. You know, this is just kind of the Batavia area here. Those areas in purple are the ones that would qualify for the additional money from the EIDL Advance Grant. And again, you can go to this tool, put your business location in, and if you end up in one of those purple zones, then you should have access to more funds. You will be getting an email from Targeted Advance at sba.gov in order to reapply and provide some information to make that work. So you do have to have I think it's 30% drop in revenue as well. So just some information there, short, sweet, to the point, but there's links there that you can follow up with. So, all right. So I'm going to talk about a couple of things here. And for us, you know, a lot of this goes back to creating a plan, having a strategy for your business. And that's really what we're talking about as we ramp up. You know, most people wrote a business plan when they started a business, and then a lot of times we put it in the drawer and we don't think about it after that. Now is probably a good time to, you know, dust that off, you know, open up Microsoft Word and start working through some new things, putting some stuff on paper. You know, it's going to be important to have a strategy for you to move forward and a plan that you can follow and a guide to use over the next year. So when we talk about strategic planning, what is it, right? Strategic planning, why we do it, and where are we going, okay? When we look at the basic format of a strategic plan, usually there's a vision statement, a mission statement, some goals and objectives, action plans, right? All of these things we put together to create the vision for our business, where we're going to go, you know, why we're doing what we're doing. And some of that, right, is going to be pretty similar, but now there's this added COVID element to all these plans. And I know a lot of my SBDC advisors are, you know, putting, you know, a COVID related piece in the business plans now. And that's you know, kind of a general blueprint for any sort of large shutdown moving forward, which we hope we don't see. But you know, now something that we have to think about, and not something that, you know, we would have ever thought we had to think about. So all of these things go into that strategic plan, and you know, it's up to us to answer these questions and work through it. What is strategic planning? The decisions you make about investing resources today in order to maximize performance in the future. So we're looking at, where are we now? Where do we want to be? And how are we going to get there, right? We don't have to write, you know, 1 million pages on this, but we have a vision for our business. And maybe, you know, where we want to be is at least back to where we were before, right? I mean, this has been a very tough year for everybody. Some businesses have thrived. Some businesses haven't even been able to be open, right? And are just being able to open again, you know? So what does your business look like? What does your industry look like? What is the environment you're gonna, operate in? And then how are we gonna get there? Okay. All right. So when we look at strategic planning as business owners, we need to start with a couple things. The first thing is goals. All right. What do you want out of your business? All right. For most of us, right, we don't go into business, as a hobby, right? It's to make money. It's to, create more for ourselves, for our family. Maybe there's some give back to the community element, right? But the fundamental reason to be in business is to make money. We need to remember that. So how are we going to go to do that? All right. Then we need to create a vision. What does your business need to look like to accomplish your goals? Okay. So if your goal is to generate $2 million in revenue in 2022, what does your business need to look like to accomplish those goals? If you currently have, 3 salespeople that generate 500,000 in revenue, then does that mean you have to add other employees? Where are you going to find these new customers, right? These are the things when we look at strategic planning that we need to think about. Next, we're going to create a mission, right? How will you serve your customers and stakeholders along the way? And this is where we can kind of get to the root of and some of those things we're thinking about, around COVID and safety and security. That's how we're going to take care of our customers and make sure we meet these goals. And then the fourth thing, right, we develop the strategies. Okay. How will you get from where you are now to where you want to be in the future? And that strategies require investments, right? As that is. So, is it employees? Is it technology? Is it a different operating mode altogether, right? And do you decide that maybe you don't even need retail space anymore and that you can sell most of what you do online or whatever else, right? There's a million ways to get at this. And I think, we all should have been, rethinking the way we did business for a while. But if you haven't been, now is the time to, we're kind of getting a do-over here, right? And it's, we have the ability to change things, to change the way we operate. And, this is the time to think those things through and put a plan in place that will help your business. All right, and this is my favorite chart, right? I know some of you have seen this before, right? But SMART goals, right? If we're making a goal for our strategic plans, we have to have, a good goal that we can look at. And SMART goals are something that most of you, have sat through any business training, have seen at some point, but right, we'll run through it real quick. The goal needs to be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. Okay. All of those things, when you write it within a goal, make it a good goal. So specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. And we'll take a look at this, right? So SMART goals, gain more clients for my business. Does that seem like a good SMART goal? Is it specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound? No, right? Everybody said no. I can see you shaking your heads anyway. All right. Number 2, gain more clients for my business by participating in monthly networking events. Specific? No, not really. Measurable? No, just gain more clients. Don't really know. Attainable? Well, probably, right? You can get some more clients by participating in networking events, but it doesn't really give you an actionable number. Relevant? Sure, it's relevant because I need more clients for my business. And time bound? No, not time bound because I'm just participating in monthly networking events. So it's not giving me any sort of goal and a way to measure that. Okay. All right. So If we're thinking about getting more clients for our business, if we want to write it as a SMART goal, we can take it to this level in the red, right? I want to gain 6 new clients that result in a 10% revenue increase in the next 6 months by participating in monthly networking meetings. Okay. And I know you know, Greg, why do I have to go through all this, right? This is what helps you, right? Create a goal, meet that goal, measure that goal, understand that if you don't meet, you know, those 6 new clients in 6 months, that you may need to then change that goal, and also look at the way you went about getting that goal, the strategies you put in place, right? Because if the strategies didn't work to get 6 new clients that got you 10% revenue bump in the next 6 months, you know, maybe there's another way that you need to look at doing it. Okay. So when we write, you know, our strategic plan, and again, this is a strategic plan, right? Not, you don't have to go full business plan on me, but you know, something that you need to look at and retool here as we move forward for 2021 and 2022. All right. So when we talk about business strategy and we look at you know, where we are and where we're, oh, hold on a second there. Okay. You know, there's a new normal for business. All right. We know that we're living it, we're operating in it. You know, employee and customer safety is a priority and will translate to increased sales, right? No matter, you know, what you think about, you know, masks or, you know, the rules and restrictions, right? None of it really matters, right? You have some customers that are not going to care about certain things. You have some customers that do care about those things, right? So all you can do is err on the side of caution, right? Follow the rules, do the best you can, and try to enforce them, right? There are some, you know, we're pretty confident that there will be, you know, some customers and folks that, you know, may wear masks in public for a long time, and you know, that's okay, but that's their choice, right? You know, and you know, I think of the restaurant industry a lot here too. They're going to have an interesting choice to make, because when mask mandates are lifted, there, you know, maybe folks that still don't feel comfortable coming to eat at the restaurant or whatever else. So they may still wear them, and then do restaurants continue to you know, have servers wear their masks and that sort of thing. So it's going to be interesting to see the way everything kind of develops over the next year or two. You know, I don't know, you know, where we're going to land or whatever else, but you know, this safety word and that sort of stuff kind of comes up when you're looking at marketing and communicating with customers. So e-commerce and the ability to purchase online or over the phone, critical, right? You know, a way to the companies that did extraordinarily well, you know, during the pandemic, who are they? Amazon, Target, Walmart, right? Why did they do well? Because they have easy online shopping and the ability to deliver the purchase right to the door, right? You know, and most of our supermarkets have gone to, you know, some sort of either, you know, modified delivery service, or they shop and for you, and you just come pick it up at the store right at the end. So there's all of these different things going on here, and for you as a business owner, you just got to figure out, you know, what is the best way for you. And again, we have to monitor the opening phases and the stages we're at, and those guidelines are on the New York State website there. I don't get into all that stuff. So, all right. So for everybody, the biggest piece of this is your technology and e-commerce plan, I think. You know, if you don't have some way for people to purchase your goods or services online, you should probably figure out a way to do that. Hopefully, most of us have invested some money over the last year or time to make this work. Taking a look at your website to see, if your website before was just, I'll call it a business card website, right? Where they basically just had your information, a little bit about your company, didn't really allow the customer to interact with it. That's something you may want to look at it, expanding and growing your website to develop it into more of a sales tool. I think people are shopping online, even more for that initial purchase, right? And we already looked a ton on our phones and computers, iPads, whatever, when we were looking to make a purchase before, and I think that has increased tenfold, right? So people that weren't doing that before are doing it now as well. So leverage your website, your social media, whatever your online presence is, to make sure that you can deliver sales via the web, right? And it is your best. Your website is your storefront, your retail storefront to the world, and it's something that you want to manage and take care of. Your shopping cart evaluation and credit card processing. So two things here, right? The shopping cart itself, there is nothing worse than trying to buy something from a website and the shopping cart is what derails you, right? We've all done it, right? We've tried to buy something or they want us to make an account or whatever else. Like, I just want to buy the thing, right? I don't need to go through all this stuff. So whatever you do and however you process orders via the web on your shopping carts, make it simple, make it easy. Don't make folks register for an account. This is something that loses sales. And I mean, I know personally, I've bailed on buying stuff from a lot of places because it's clunky, it's hard to use, it doesn't make any sense, right? So make it simple for your customers. Okay. This is also a good time to evaluate who's doing your credit card processing and just to see, if you can get a better rate anywhere else. If you're retooling the rest of your website and your shopping cart and everything else, take a look and see who's got the best credit card processing rates and things for your business. Saving 0.5% or 1% doesn't sound like much, but if you're doing, 10,000 a month online or more, right, that adds up pretty quick. So, just think about what you're doing there and the fees that are charged, if there's a monthly and all that sort of stuff. So now is the time to kind of evaluate all those things. So employees, safety and PPE, and I'm sure everybody's probably gone through this already, but, I just want to train employees on safety and how to use PPE properly. This is probably more important for the new hires or folks you're bringing back at this point who haven't been there. Every business has done different things. It's kind of surreal going into places now, right? And seeing all the plastic barriers everywhere, plexiglass barriers and all that. And so you can see that businesses have invested in again, another investment that you've had to make to try to make folks feel safe and comfortable. And also comply with the guidelines to be able to stay open. So as part of the employee package right now, there should be some sort of written guideline or document distributed to the employees about your expectations for use of PPE and any safety equipment that's necessary for whatever job you may be doing, right? And like I said, there are, some industries that, may stick with this. Some of these things, post mask mandates and all that sort of stuff. So you will have to see how your industry specifically handles it, and again, how do your customers feel? How are you going to make them feel? And then, your purchasing of PPE, I don't, there are a lot of places to buy it. A lot of folks have sprung up to do this, and you see some news stories that, there's other places that are making masks or other things now. And, you just want to make sure you're buying your PPE from a good supplier, I guess would be the underlying point here, right? Some of the stuff that, we've seen coming over from China doesn't work, like it's supposed to, and all that sort of stuff. So, might be a good time to look, for a supplier in the States if you've been purchasing things from overseas, just in case. So, all right. So when we talk about business plans, when we talk about resources for business, we're here for you at the SBA. You know, as Melanie and Tom kind of alluded to earlier, I've spent most of the last year just working with businesses on any questions related to PPP or their idle or any assistance that we've done that way. But we have resources, small business development centers, women's business centers, SCORE mentors who can meet with you one-on-one. Again, this is all being done virtual right now via Zoom or phone. But these are people that can, help you move forward. So whatever your questions are, if you're just kicking the tires, thinking about starting a business, or you're thinking about winding down and selling your business at some point, they can help you with all those things, marketing, financials, whatever it may be. I know our Brockport Small Business Development Center has a business advisor that sits in the Genesee County Economic Development office, right? So, there's access and help for you. So please reach out to those folks for more assistance on any questions you have for your business. So communicating it with employees, and this, was kind of before, but there are still folks who are laid off, right? And we're, maybe bringing them back at some point again, because there are businesses that just haven't been able to open, I mean, it's just been hard, right? So you want to stay in contact with those employees who are good, who you would like to bring back, who you may not have talked to. All right. Again, communicating the new safety and PPE guidelines that come with operating the business and the job that they were doing. Having those written, and informing and training employees that these procedures are mandatory. This is, your responsibility as a business owner. When we communicate with our customers, right, we want to let customers know of our new hours. We want to inform them of our safety procedures. If you have a curbside pickup, delivery, you wear a mask, whatever, you stay away from people. Contactless delivery, right, is like a big thing. Some folks don't even want to see people still, right? So social media promotion and email promotion, the best way to stay in contact with your customers, right? Those two things right there. For folks that don't use social media, email is a very effective form of communicating with customers still. It kind of gets lost in all the, Facebook and Instagram and Twitter pizzazz, right, of social media. But email is still one of the most effective ways to communicate what's going on with you and your business and sales. So don't let that drop. And, through this time here, should be encouraging people to sign up for your email list, to follow you on social media, because that's where they'll get the most up-to-date information on sales or whatever else. Or new products, that sort of thing. Okay. A script for employees detailing procedures for customers, just so your employees are on the same page, right? It doesn't have to be long, but if you have a specific curbside pickup process or an order process, you having a short script for folks to use to tell the customers would be helpful. And again, customer safety is still going to be a big deal to a lot of people. All right. Getting your finances in order as a business owner. You know, the most important thing, right, is cash, right? Cash is king, right? You need to look at your accounts payable and receivables, see where you are, who's been paying, who hasn't been paying. If they haven't been paying, you know, probably time to go back to them and, you know, see about getting them on some sort of payment plan to make them current. But you want to look at cash in and out of your business, ways you can keep more cash in your business, right? You know, as we move forward here, understand your expenses. What are you spending money on now that you might not need to spend money on? What aren't you spending money on that you might need to spend money on as well, right? If you're not, you know, spending the money on your website and a shopping cart currently, but you see that as a way to move forward, you're going to want to, you know, take a look at that and see what you can do. You know, and this was kind of a little bit from before last year, but let vendors know if you need to make partial payments. Talk to landlords about deferment or partial payments on rent and stuff too. Most folks have worked some sort of thing out there, and that's been tough too. So investigate new financing options. Maybe it's a line of credit. Maybe it's you know, a new loan altogether. So there are options out there for you. And hopefully, you know, you were able to get some assistance from some of the government programs to help the business a little bit during this time as well. And again, what are your strategies for new investments? Where are you going to get the money from? What are you going to invest that time, energy, and money and resources in? It's really important to think through these things through right now. All right. All right. And some COVID-19 marketing tips. You know, the first one is focus on the customers you already have, right? Through the last year, you probably have folks that have been frequenting your business to make sure that they spend money with you. And why are they doing that? Probably because they like you, probably because they like the goods or services or food or whatever else it is that you provide. And they're trying to spend their money locally to make sure that that your doors are still open for them to frequent, right? So, you know, focus on them. Don't worry about, you know, trying to spend all this money getting new customers when sometimes retaining some of the existing ones and offering them a little something here and there, it gets you a little more bang for your buck for your business. So focus on them. Move everything online, right? Get yourself, you know, a good website. If it, you know, again, and if it makes sense for your business, if you have the ability to sell products and services online, do it. Okay. You know, if you're, you know, any retail store, right? And you have a good, right? You can ship that pretty much anywhere in the world, right? And somebody will pay for the shipping if they want the good. And even if you only ship within the United States to make it easy for yourself, you're potentially opening up new customers by having the ability to ship something to Missouri or California or wherever else, right? We're all connected so quickly these days, and you know, the UPS truck comes and then something's in someone's hands in a day or two. Okay. Invest in social ads and SEO. You know, and this is for you to think about, you know, when I say social ads, right? That's, you know, Facebook, Instagram. Where are your target customers, right? You need to think about the people that buy your goods and services. Those are the folks, you know, and if they are on Facebook more or they are on Instagram more, you know, that's where you need to invest your time, energy, and money. Okay. SEO as well, search engine optimization. You know, something to look into, you know, to make your website better, but also potentially maybe you buy some ads on Google if people are searching for specific products that help get you to the top of those search rankings so they can go to your website and buy something from you. right on your website instead of having to worry about coming in. So that, and there are so many pieces to this, right? That's why going back, we want to make a strategic plan and think about what are the investments we're going to make, what are our goals for the business, right? What are the investments we are going to make and how are we going to get there? Okay. Run exclusive deals and offers through your social media or email marketing. Okay. Very important. Just to, and they don't have to, actually be exclusive, right? But using those words, exclusive, returning customer, making people feel good about accessing your product or service is important. Okay. Making them feel like they have a leg up as far as what you're doing is important. So they're getting something before the rest of the customers can get it. Give your communication strategy an overhaul as you're doing all of this, right? Where are we talking to people? Are we talking to people on Facebook? Are we talking to people on Instagram? Are we talking to people on Twitter? Are we talking to people on Snapchat, right? What does our business do? Are we talking to people via email? Do I have a monthly newsletter to keep in touch with people, or do I just send random emails, right? How can you shape the content that you deliver to people to make it value added, make them see your business as someone who's a thought leader, someone who knows what they're doing and can deliver whatever product or service there is. And, again, focus on those couple of main paid advertising channels after you've decided where your customers reside, right? Where they reside online, okay? And maybe where they reside in person as well, right? If you're a business that relies on foot traffic, or maybe you have communities of folks near you, maybe there's a local paper or other thing that you can invest in as well, that may be helpful for you and your business, right? I mean, it's online, it's email, it might be the newspaper, it might be a lot of different things, but where do you get the most bang for your buck? That's what you need to think about as a business owner. And that going through this year into next year is key. I mean, we have limited advertising dollars, limited marketing dollars, and we need to spend them as impactfully as possible. So, those are some of the key things I think that we need to think about and invest in and look at as COVID-19 moves forward. So, so there's a bunch of links and stuff and information on here. If anybody has, any questions about any of the, OSHA, labor, CDC resources, you can hit some of these sites up, PPP rules, all that sort of fun stuff. With that, I'm done. If people have questions, I don't, feel free to open it up or whatever else here, Tom, and we can chat.
It sounds good. You don't really have anything in chat box. One thing I wanted to mention, you showed those business resources, whether it be the SBA or the SBDC or SCORE and everything. The nice thing that people should know is those are all free. There's no charge for that. For that kind of consulting, it'd be amazing what it would cost you to get business consulting like that if you went to a private firm. So those are all free. They're willing and ready and able to assist you with any specific business problem or situation or issue you want to deal with. So keep that in mind. It's a great service that's offered, and a lot of people don't realize that. So anybody have any questions? I guess you could just unmute yourself, and since we don't have everybody on the screen here, just let us unmute yourself and shout out your question.
How about finding employees?
But can you just looking for them? I mean, what is, is there a little bit more?
Sure. Leroy Country Club. You go out and you try to find cooks, employees, everybody. They're laid off, and they can say they're afraid of COVID, and you can't find like they get the extra 300, they get everything. The biggest problem is not opening up. The biggest problem in following the guidelines is finding the employees to do what you need.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, have you worked with the Department of Labor at all? Don't they have some folks maybe that
Department of Labor, I've tried BOCES, I've tried for a month and a half. I've tried getting him with BOCES contacts. This is for like almost everything, as far as a cook to mowing, you know what I mean?
mhm.
Yeah,
Are
this
you
is Brittany Gibson from the Seneca Lake Wine Trail. I just want to echo that sentiment. Our wineries, especially, not even especially, just during the entire shutdown, they had a really hard time finding employees to work because people were making more money on unemployment and didn't want a job.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
I tried to one come back, and all they do is say they're afraid of COVID. So now I want to open up because I'm a golf course, and
Sure.
I can't. I mean, my kids and I are going to be cooking, which I can. But like when these parties,
Yep.
when we start, we can. I'm telling you, with this unemployment, we cannot find employees.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's something I can make a note of, and send that up the chain as well to the Congress folks. But yeah, I mean, it's have you tried doing like Facebook ads or something like that for them too? The now hiring
I have
through
all
there.
girls that are coming back through Facebook. I have them doing
Okay.
Facebook. I've got Penny Saver in all counties with Penny Saver ads.
Mhm.
My web guy is doing it on Facebook and putting it on my website.
Okay.
I'm doing via employees, old employees. Nobody wants to come back. They're making too much money sitting home.
Mhm.
We also
Yeah.
have a real problem with people that are leaving the state, and I hate to bring things up that are not solvable on this call, but I just keep beating this drum to anyone and in any scenario that I have an opportunity to talk about it. And I think everybody as business owners, we need to be talking to our representatives about this. We have a real problem with finding employable people to come and work. Our businesses can train them, but the problem is the people just aren't there, or if they are there, they don't want to come to work if they're making more on unemployment. I mean, our wineries got really creative with the shared work program and things like that, but there simply aren't enough people out there. We're trying to brainstorm some creative solutions to even put together like a shared work pool of just people that we could share across our wineries, but we don't have enough people to staff those positions.
Mhm. Yeah, no, and I think that was Brittany, right? You brought up a good point there too, and call your local, congressional representatives, your state lawmakers, all that sort of stuff, because you know, your phone calls actually have more impact than you may think. And it's something that, even on PPP rules and that stuff, we encourage people to reach out to their, congressional representatives, and we did see some PPP rule changes because of those types of, reaching out. So thank you. And yeah, I mean, I think,
Hey, Greg, I got a
yeah,
question.
yep.
Is that Barbie from Leroy Country Club on the call?
Yes, it is.
Hi, Barbie. This is Steven from the chamber. I'm just letting you know that, we can help get the word out about that kind of stuff. I mean, as much as we can. We have a job postings and stuff like that on our website, and we can share it on
great.
social media. So we have another outlet for you that we can help as the chamber to try to get you some employees. But I actually have a message from Melanie McGovern from the Better Business Bureau. And I think it's a good idea, Tom. Maybe one of these upcoming seminars we do that topic, getting people back to work, hiring new employees.
That's the biggest thing we
get 'em
hear from
back
our
to work.
businesses too, is they can't find people to work.
But
Yeah.
Stephen, that's not the issue. The issue is they're making more money on
Well,
unemployment.
we need to figure out ways
And the pool of people, Barbie, I feel for you. Because there are people out there, the cooks and any servers. Yeah, and then they want to stay under the cap so they can get the unemployment even when they are working. So that's
They
a
want to
huge,
stay under the 2 or 3 days, right? And
Yeah.
I'm like, well, can I come back just 2 or 3 days so I can get the extra 300?
or
and-
pay me under the table, right?
Oh, I'm not. I don't do under the table. So, So it's either my kids working or me working 1,000 hours, which I'm not doing it anymore. So either the problem is not out there doing that. The problem is I can't open because I'm not working 80 hours anymore. Somehow our county's got to get us something to where we can find some kind of employees or get them off or have some school incentive programs to start training these younger kids to work. Something's got to be done because I've been in the restaurant business for 32 years, from San Francisco to here, and I've never more wanted to get out and just say, forget it. Just for employees. It's not because of the business. I love my customers and I love everyone, but trying to finding employees that wants to come to work and actually work and not be on their cell phone. I'm actually surprised I haven't been turned in for yelling at somebody yet in the past year or 2 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think that's the cell phone issues and coming to work also predate COVID, right? I mean, we've been hearing
They
that.
predate COVID, but now it's
it's-
worse. Now they want
well,
to sit home.
Yep. No, I hear
So-
what you're saying, but yeah, no, the labor pool has been an issue for a lot of years. We've been hearing that.
Hey, Barbie, it's Eric. Are you looking for full-time or part-time? Just so I can help get the word out around Leroy.
I want to open April 1st. I definitely need a full-time cook. I need kids cooks, preps cooks, cart boy. I mean, we're going to need everything. We literally shut down just to not have to file the CDC. I mean, it's too hard following the regulations, doing this, doing that. It was too hard. We're considered a summer business, even though I did a lot of catering. My catering, I lost 220 parties last year. So when you lose that many parties, there's no sense that we're not sure Friday nights and when you're golfing, but we're not considered you know what I mean? I couldn't keep up with the labor and everything. So I'd like to open full-time if I can get the employees and think I can train them. Then I'm looking full-time cooks, full-time everything.
I got a 17-year-old and a 15-year-old that want a job.
Yeah, you got two.
I'll text you.
Listen, I'm gonna yell at them like my own kids. So don't send them to me if you don't want your kids yelled at.
Oh, that's why I'll send them to you.
Right. So I'm willing to train or do anything. I just need kids that want to work or want to learn.
Yeah. And
this is Sarah from the chamber. Sorry, Stephen.
No, go ahead, Sarah.
Barbie, I wanted to throw in there two things. First of all, I'm sure you've contacted Teresa over at the Genesee County Career Center. They have the summer youth employment program where they will actually pay the kid to work for you. And also this goes for everyone. If you're not good with Facebook, you can actually send your job openings directly to the Career Center in Genesee County, and they will post them on their Facebook, and they post them every single day.
Yeah, I think this would be an excellent another webinar just on this subject alone, because
I do think so.
I think Shelley Stein posted on there. This is not just the restaurant business. This goes across every business there is. There's a shortage of people, whether it's the manufacturers or the trades or whatever. So I think that would be excellent. And I know Teresa and everybody at the Career Center tries hard, but they're fighting an uphill battle as well. But I think it'd be a great subject for that. So
right, and help us older people train them, retrain these kids. So I need help in how to retrain them. Honestly, I think this is a whole new thing that we need to look into. And I'm going to be honest, that's why I'm on today, because normally I just go about my business. But we definitely need help out there today.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I agree. So I do have a question here on the chat line from Mike Hodgins for you, Greg. That Greg, he says, I received an email in the form to fill out for the balance of an EIDL grant. I submitted it and he signed it. What is the expected turnaround on the second portion of the grant?
I would say a couple of weeks to a month. Not really completely sure yet. It's starting to go out. I think money is starting to go out as well already. So, but 2 to 4 weeks.
All right. Okay, looks like we have another. Thanks. That's a thanks from Mike. Any other questions want to throw in there? Either on the chat or speak up. Okay. I think that's it. Well, we've always said that on these webinars, we get our ideas for future webinars, and I think we've got a good one here today. That is something, and I know Teresa and Jay Lazzaroni and the people over at the Best Center, and we work with Karen Winters here at the Business Education Alliance, and they're training kids to be ready for the workforce as well, and she'd be a good resource as well. So I think that would be a good one to follow up with, and I'm sure our staff will put something together. So if there's not any other questions, or
I was just going to say, Tom, this is Steve Harrison from Genesee Valley Penny Saver. And I know there is a heck of a struggle, certainly, to get good help, qualified help. I've recently attended another Zoom meeting on employment ads and good advertising. And one of the things that they talked about, the speakers talked about, was your opportunity as an employer to tell your story in an ad. Now, I know it might take a little more space or a little more Facebook pixels or whatever, but sometimes it's important to tell the story of your business and what you mean perhaps to the community, what it would be like to work there for you. But I would urge you to think about that, to have a little description as to what it might be like to work. And it goes a long way sometimes, because people like to read that stuff, and you're kind of selling yourself and you're selling the position, certainly. So that's my thought on that.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. Thanks. Welcome. Hey, I also should throw in something, because we did a webinar probably, Stephen, was about a year or so ago with the Genesee ARC. The ARC has, some employable clients there that if you're willing to take a chance, maybe they can't handle every position you have, but they can handle a lot of them. And I don't think you'd be very disappointed. They're as loyal as people come. I think we had a nice webinar, or actually it was live and in person back then. And they explain that there's a lot of benefits. Some come with work coaches, some come with they'll help pay for that. If you're willing to take a chance, and I think if people are in this desperate needs, you should really look into the ARC's work study program, because it's a source of employees for some positions.
I actually do have one from ARC, and he does very, very well for me. Has been with me forever.
Exactly. You're right. See, that's just
He's the most loyal, most on-time employee that I do have. But
yeah,
you're right.
Right. Okay. That's good to hear. Good to hear. So
we also have someone from NTID who is absolutely terrific. Same idea.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
All right. Well, I guess you got a new webinar topic for the next
I was
month
just
or
gonna
month
say.
after, right?
Yeah, we'll get to work and we'll get something together.
All right. If anybody does have any questions on, any of the, PPP stuff or anything, you can shoot me an email and we can talk if you're having any issues or whatever else with that. And Tom, again, congratulations on your retirement. Thanks for all that you've done here at the chamber. And Eric, looking forward to working with you and Stephen and Sarah and Kelly and everybody. So
Hey, Tom, I heard Leroy Country Club's hiring at the pro shop.
Well, actually,
Come on down, buddy.
Brittany,
They're hiring. They need a new Barbie at the restaurant, Tom. Come on down, try that.
well, my dream is actually always to work at a winery, Brittany. If Brittany's
There
still
you go.
on, but
Hey,
I-
Tom,
Oh,
come
you
on
cut
down.
me out
Come
quick.
down.
It's kind of a long drive, really. So
You could be their taste tester.
tasting, even in the tasting rooms, I kind of consider myself a little bit of a wine snob, but so.
Come and see us, Tom.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, thank you, everyone. And Greg, it's been a pleasure working with you, and I'm sure we'll still be talking. So take care. Everyone have a good day, and look for our future webinars. Take care.
All right, have a good one.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye,
Yeah, bye.
guys. Thank you.
Thank you.